So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to GovernmentDX. I'm Siobhan Benita. I'm a former UK senior civil servant, and on behalf of Global Government Forum, I'd like to say a huge welcome to today's event, and it's wonderful to see so many of you here in the room today. Now, it's safe to say for all of you, I think public servants, federal staff, the challenges have never been bigger. So you're looking at kind of still recovering from COVID, getting the economy back on track, and these are challenges that governments around the world are facing. We're having to meet those challenges of climate change and meeting our net zero targets. We've got aging populations that are going to be putting pressure on public services, shifting geopolitics and conflicts around the world, and at the same time, citizens' expectations of what we can deliver rising all the time. And in the background to all of that, there's this huge technological revolution going on, which brings really big opportunities for us in the way that we work and the way that we deliver public services, but it also comes with some challenges and some risks for us in public service. And we're going to be talking about all of those issues today. But it's safe to say the one thing we know already is that we cannot meet these challenges if we work in silos, whether that's in our departmental silos or whether that's in our country silos. So today there's going to be a lot of sharing good practice. We've got fantastic speakers from around the world who have flown in today, and I would like to say in advance a huge thank you from me and from the team for our wonderful group of public speakers who are public service speakers who have flown in from other countries. I'd also like to thank our private sector sponsors, because we also need to be collaborating across sectors as well on meeting a lot of these challenges. So I'd like to thank in particular our global platinum knowledge partner, EY, our gold partners, I think you can see some of these in a minute on the screen, Nava, Microsoft, Ad Hoc, Maximus, Hippo, Workday, ServiceNow, and ID.me. And we've also got our bronze sponsors and exhibition partners here as well. So please, in between the sessions, in your lunch breaks and refreshment breaks today, take an opportunity to go around the exhibition space, because there's lots of good information out there and you can talk to the exhibitors and the sponsors that we have. And finally, before we kick off, I'd like to say a special thanks to the Federal CIO, Claire Martirana, and her brilliant team for all their encouragement and input in helping to get us to the right agenda and getting us to where we are today. And a special thanks to Noreen Heckmansik, who is right here in the front row. She is a force of nature, and it's true to say none of us would be here if it wasn't for Noreen. So thank you so much, Noreen. In terms of the way we are going to kind of structure today, there will be a few kind of keynote speeches, but actually most of the day will be split up into panel sessions or kind of informal fireside chats. And what we've really tried to do, because I've sat through enough conferences when you sit and listen all day, we've tried to build in, instead, as much time for interaction from the audience as we possibly can. So in each of those sessions, in a lot of those sessions throughout the day, we will be building in time for questions from the audience. So please do think about the questions that you want to put. There's no silly question, and I want to see as much engagement from the audience as we can possibly get through in the time that we have today. The only thing I ask is, before you do ask a question, could you please say who you are and where you're from? And if we do have media in the room, I know we have some media in the room, please don't participate in the direct questions to the speakers. There will be opportunity for us to talk to you in other parts of the day. Before we go into our very first session, I said we can't do this alone. This is very much a global community, global government forum. We do events and conferences and all sorts of things all around the world, and we are building this global community. And to highlight that today, we've just had a big conference in London, so I would like to invite up onto the stage Tom Reed, who is the CEO of the UK's digital service, Government Digital Service, and also the Honourable Claire Martirana, who is the Federal Chief Information Officer at the Office of Management and Budget at the Executive Office of the President. So if I could have the two of you, please, up on stage. And at this point, I'm going to hand over to Tom to say a few words to really underline this international community.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Probably won't be British voices all day, I don't think. So about 3 weeks ago, we hosted the annual Innovation Summit in London, where we bring digital leaders from all around the world to come and just share the challenges, the opportunities, and the successes of what they've been working on. And it's really fascinating because a lot of the countries are really quite different, and the way that governments work are quite different. But the thing that brings us all together is this laser focus on making government work better for users, for making democracy work for users. And so I'm absolutely thrilled that, having done it in London, we're now passing the baton. We've got a physical baton. At least I didn't make this. We're passing the baton over to the US, and thank you to Claire for hosting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to get to work with such an unbelievable coalition of partners, digital partners from around the world. Our UK partners, we've learned so much over the last 10, 15 years. We've learned from your leadership. So incredibly grateful for this beautiful French baton. But I do like the red, white, and blue. So really excited for us to be doing this. And I think we would just ask in this venue, be curious. Ask questions. We are all here to learn together and go on this journey together. So thank you so much for coming. Go Team USA. This is ours now, and we're excited to have this conference together.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tom.